Dr. Jackie Eubany is a board-certified cardiologist and electrophysiologist and author of Women and Heart Disease, The Real Story. And she is back on Big Blend Radio today to talk about heart health, travel, and about, some other things. And apparently, Nancy, are you ready?
Yes.
She has a mission that she's going to send us on. She
Cool.
served in the military, too.
I know. I love
She's a doctor. We can't mess with her. And electrophysiologist. So that right there makes me a little nervous. She's sending us on a mission. I do encourage everyone to go and visit her website, womenandheartdiseasebook.com. And you can also find her articles about heart health on blendradioandtv.com. Welcome back, Dr. Jackie. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me on again.
I heard that you've got a mission. You're sending us on a story mission for our Love Your Park store. As a lot of our readers and listeners know, Nancy and I are traveling 3 to 5 to maybe 8, 10 years. We're on a mission to visit every unit within the National Park Service, which is over 417 today as we talk, and that number keeps increasing. We're going to visit communities. We're going to be visiting other park units as well. But apparently you have a specific mission that we need to accomplish in each of these destinations.
Yes, ladies, your mission, if you choose to accept it, is to find and document as many one-hour walk destinations as possible.
1 hour walks. Okay.
I accept.
We accept, number one. Priscilla, our little pink sock monkey, says, yay, yay, because she doesn't want to sit in the car the whole time. Just saying. And
cool.
That's the truth. So, 1 hour walk. How many 1 hour walks do we have to do in a week to be good for our heart?
Well, according to the most recent American Heart Association guidelines, you're only required to do 150 minutes a week of moderate exercise. That's about 2.5 hours. So that's not much, but that's minimal. If you can do more, the more you can do, the better.
Okay, so now let's dig in a little further because Nancy and I here, we're about to get on this tour. But here in Tucson, Arizona, we have this incredible trail. It's called the Loop, nicknamed the Loop. And it's 131 miles of trail that people can horse ride, bicycle, walk, jog, do what they want. And it connects through the entire city and beyond, south into different counties as well. So it's really interesting because when you could go to these different parks, that some of them have like garden areas and ramadas and nice little places to hang out. But people are walking like this totally flat, cool walk. And it's pretty amazing to see. But so it's kind of flat in some areas, but there's these little exercise things where people do like jumping, I don't know, with their hanging from bars and doing
They're
things.
doing chin-ups.
Is that,
yeah.
are you liking that more than just us walking? Do we have to hang from those little bars and be Priscilla and hang like a monkey up in the bar?
No, I think you should stick to what your physical level is. If you much rather walk because you can't jump and bounce off of these things, and walking is just fine.
Oh, wow. Okay, so we can just walk. And so now the other thing is, Nancy and I just came back from a hike a little bit. We went up the hill, and then next thing you know, we went down the hill and into a ravine and then through sandy. We walked in Saguaro National Park here. You walk through a lot of river washes, which means you can feel your butt, man. That's all I can say. When you're walking through a desert wash in the sand, is that good for our heart too? I mean, if you're physically able to do that, is that a good thing?
Yes, I think if you're physically able to, that you should do it. I think it's very important before you start walking to stretch your muscles before and after you walk, because that really helps cut back on any injury that you can potentially have from walking.
Oh, okay. So we got to make sure about that. Be warm. That doesn't mean so we should have our champagne after, right? Not before. We like our champagne park moments.
Yes, I know
so
how much
after.
you like that.
After.
After.
I have to say we've been walking for years, and I don't recall any injuries from walking because I think because we have been walking. But if you are new at it, I understand your point about exercising
about stretching
before.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
especially if you're going to go up and down hills, and those kinds of things. Absolutely. If you don't walk on a regular basis, it's probably a good idea to stretch if you're going to do a long 1 hour walk.
Yeah.
Now, when you travel, I know that you love history and you go to a lot of cities around the world. You're a world traveler. You end up, when you travel, walking becomes a big thing. Do you think we need to really kind of build up for that when we start traveling, that we should think about it before we just jump a plane and say, hey, we're going to go to like a different country and start walking around if we're physically not fit?
Absolutely. I think that if you don't exercise on a regular basis, if you're going to go on one of these excursions, one thing that comes to my mind is, Santorini, where everything is walking uphill, or going to Egypt, where you do a lot of walking to see all the sights. It's probably a good idea to, start increasing your physical activity level at home prior to going on one of these trips.
I think you need to do that just to navigate an airport and get your luggage. Well, no, pulling your luggage off the conveyor belt if you're not fit could be a problem.
It's true.
Yes,
That was
I
true.
agree with that.
Wow. Well, any tips for travelers going out of the country or within the country, right? Just say, I'm going to travel, and maybe they're going through some heart issues. Any tips for them?
Multiple tips. I would say if you have a lot of medical problems and you're on several medications, it's always a good idea to have or to make sure your health insurance will cover you if you go international, or you can purchase one of the international insurances in case something happens to you. One of the things I also tell my patients is to make sure you carry your meds with you. Carry on. Don't check in any of your medications because it could get lost. And if you're going on one of these long flights cross-country, it's always a good idea to get up and walk while you're on the flight, or wear what we call Ted Hose stockings to just keep the circulation going to prevent you from forming blood clots in your legs, because the risk factors for having blood clots in your legs is just sitting in one position for many, many hours. And, of course, when you finally reach your destination and it's going to involve a lot of walking, make sure you drink lots of water as you're walking, and the usual things, the sunscreen, the hat, and the glasses to keep yourself safe. If you have a medical bracelet, I think it's a good idea to bring one on. And also, if you do have a lot of medical problems, it's always a good idea to know where the closest hospital is to you in case something happens.
Oh, that's really important.
That is smart.
I know so many times you may go on a road trip, right, and not know where your destination and think, be free and fancy, but it's not. It doesn't. You should know where you're going. Yeah, and sitting in the car, can that happen? You talk about being on an airplane, but so many people do road trips and they're sitting, like I think about truck drivers and stuff. That's got to be a factor too, about sitting and just driving for 8 to 10 hours.
Absolutely, it's important to pull over if you're doing long drives as well, and get up, stretch, walk around. Those kinds of things. It's very important.
I want to go back to the 1 hour walks now. We have our Facebook group, #1 hour walk, everyone. But this is the thing. Nancy and I started this because a lot of people don't realize how our national parks or state parks or local parks actually have paths that you can go on. You don't need to be an Olympic athlete to go on a trail. There are those trails. There's backpacking opportunities. You could be following the Wonderland Trail in Mount Rainier, John Muir Trail out in Yosemite Land and the Sequoias, and the Great Smoky Mountains. Of course, you can do these really big trails if the Appalachian Trail and the Pacific Crest Trail. All of these if you're physically fit to do so. But that doesn't mean our park system doesn't have trails for you to walk on. And that's why we started that group, and that's why I'm so excited about this mission Dr. Jackie, because I think a lot of our community parks, really, they have trails that you could go with a stroller with your baby if you're a mom, or a dad, taking your kids out, that it's accessible for everyone. And that's something. Does just going outside help your heart? Just getting outside into the fresh air help you?
Yes, absolutely. I completely agree with you, and that's why I'm very excited about your mission, because you're actually bringing all this to light to most people that, you don't have to travel far and, do these big walks like you talked about. Your local parks offer the same, benefits, and it's all of it helps, is heart healthy, so it's very important to walk. So I say walking, just like any kind of physical activity, is very beneficial to the heart. And I always recommend physical activity.
And for kids, too. Like we should start
and
our
for
children.
Kids. I think, absolutely. The earlier you start people on, learning about increasing your physical activity level, the more likely they are to sustain these habits for long periods of time. And overall, they end up decreasing their risk for heart disease long term.
I think so, because if you try to get healthy when you're like in your 50s, 60s, 70s, I'm not saying you can't, because you absolutely can. But if you start when you're like in your teenage years, you're
it's more sustainable. Absolutely.
So this is an important message for moms too, right?
Yeah.
I know women and heart disease, the real story, this is really dedicated to women because as we know, well, not all of us know, women and heart disease, this is the number one killer of us. So we need to be aware.
Yes.
And so if we took a 1-hour walk in the neighborhood every day, we'd be really helping ourselves.
You would be 100%. You'd be helping your heart out. And you'd live longer, and it's just very beneficial to every single organ system in your body.
And the other part, we talk about, fresh air, getting out, taking a walk. It's good because it's physical activity. It's something we can achieve, right? We can attain this with a 1-hour walk, whether it's, a flat street or going up and down or whatever everybody's level is. The other thing I wanted to ask is, what about stress? How important can a 1-hour walk be in regards to stress levels for us? Because I look at women and friends, family members, and I go, man, we're all stressed out, and we start to act out, and I'm like, take a walk, man, chill out. And sometimes, it's kind of like just, take a chill out walk. Can that help with your stress level?
Yes, walking. I think walking can definitely help decrease some of your stress level. It helps your heart, function better normally. And as you're walking out looking at nature, I think that, that definitely is very helpful in reducing stress level. At least it does me. So I think it works.
Yeah, it helps, man.
Me too.
Seriously, if I don't start out my day without a walk, I'm crabby. I'm not a nice person without my walk.
She can get cranky.
I am. I'm cranky without my 1-hour walk in the morning. I am. Seriously.
I'm just like really nice all the time.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. Absolutely. She is. She's my mom. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. Everyone, especially women and families of women, of course. So everybody needs to go get the book. It's womenandheartdiseasebook.com. And Dr. Jackie, if someone's in Orange County, Southern California, they can come see you, right?
Absolutely. My office is in Orange. I'm on 438 East Catella Avenue, Suite B. Come on, stop on by anytime.
All right. And you can get everything. Go to womenandheartdiseasebook.com. Dr. Jackie's articles and interviews are also featured in Big Blend Radio and TV Magazine, National Parks and Travel Magazine as well. So you can go to blendradioandtv.com and nationalparktraveling.com. But thank you so much for the mission. It's accepted. We're going to rock it, Dr. Jackie.
Yes,
Are you ready?
we are.
Are you ready? Like
yes.
Every day
yes.
I'm going to send you like a 1-hour walk. Are you seriously ready? It's going to happen.
I am ready.
All right.
Excited.
Well, we're excited. Everyone, again, the book is Women and Heart Disease, A Real Story. Again, it's on Amazon, all those great places, but it's by Dr. Jacqueline Eubany. We call her Dr. Jackie because she rocks, and she does. And thank you for the mission. We're off and running. We're going to start walking right now.